Merry Christmas. It is Thursday, Weirdlings, and we are in the house. Mr. Scott Baker, Rich Restucci. We're wondering where that infamous Alan Gamboa is. And I'm Hadley Thorne. And we see that James Wallace is in the house, so we're going to do a big shout out and say, welcome, friend.
Hey, James.
And we're going to go ahead and get started tonight without a big intro. Scott, do you want to do the honors?
I will do the. Go ahead, I will. Tonight, our favorite Christmas movies. We are doing A Christmas Story, A Christmas Story Christmas. They're pretty much one and the same. We're doing Die Hard, and yes, that is a Christmas movie. No questions asked.
Damn right.
However, we can debate whether Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Gremlins, and a movie that I fell in love with because it's so bizarre, The Fatman. So to everyone out there, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you haven't already, subscribe to us, hit the like button, send your ho-ho-hos in the comment, and there is the Alan man.
Spin and circle. There he is. Oh, I just kicked my cat. Damn it.
Oh.
I'm happy to see Alan and Scott and Rich. I didn't get to see y'all last week.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh.
Don't kill me. Don't scratch me.
Hey, there's pussy.
Rated
you guys
G.
showing the puss before I get here.
Hey, Tony.
I see
Oh,
Tony
the pussycat.
and
Two
Tony
Tonys.
are here. Mike
Tony's
Lewis.
on the mic.
So happy Christmas, everybody. It's a little bit early, but I'm so happy to see everybody. I missed y'all last week.
We missed you too.
We missed you too.
The Dong Wrangler.
Are we trying?
All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, two Tonys, James, Mike, Londa, Jennifer. How are you?
She made it.
Very fine. 1 second. There she is. Not very happy that she's being picked up. So
I'm starting to think it's not Dawn for wrangling anymore.
That's a 70s pussy
Are
right there.
So much. The meatball. Don't kill me. All right, I'm putting you down.
Yeah, my cat is now giving me that dirty, I'm going to shit in your shoes later look. So anyways, Alan, I was just saying what our movies were for this week. And I told everybody, subscribe and like, give us a Christmas gift, write great reviews and comments. And
Right. Shake that finger for us, folks.
Yeah. So let's start with, who do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the Christmas Story movies?
Whatever you like.
All right, we'll start with the Christmas Story movies, a traditional Christmas story, unlike the other ones we picked. If you have not seen the original 1983 A Christmas Story with Darren McGavin and Ralph Billingsley, shame on you.
Yeah, you're just broken.
Yeah, this is one of the best Christmas movies ever.
Yep.
A very brief synopsis. The entire movie is about, it's told from, it's the actual, I can't think of his name. It's actually narrated by Gene Shepard.
Oh, Gene. Yes.
Yeah, who's In God We Trust, All Others We Pay Cash. His chapter on Christmas was the theme for this. And it's narrated by Gene Shepard, and it's a reminiscence about when he was a young boy in 1940 Wisconsin. And the only thing he wanted for Christmas was an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot air model range rifle with a compass in the stock and this thing that tells time. And the movie is his attempts, his failed attempts to get his mother to get him the BB gun rifle, to see if he could write an essay so his teacher would give it to him, to talk to Santa Claus. And no luck. And then intermingled in that is the grumpy old father who complains about the heater all the time, the doting mother, the two friends, Schwartz and Flick, who are dumb as a box of used condoms, and his bully, Scott Vargas, with yellow eyes. I swear he has yellow eyes. It's a great movie. I love it. All the characters are fantastic in this movie. It's very loving. It's got a beautiful ending to it. It also is very special to me because my father and I love this movie. My old man, because he grew up at that time. To him, it was nostalgia. He remembered all the type of stuff in the movie and the old Christmas tree and the electric socket that had 40 wires attached to it. So it's kind of sad watching it now without him. This movie was a box office flop. They made it for $3 million. It barely got in 2 during the first week. And this movie became word of mouth famous. And I never went to see it. And then a friend of mine had gone to see it. So he says, oh my God, you got to go see this. So when it came on HBO, I watched it. And I fell in love with it. I made my girlfriend at the time watch it. She made her family watch it. I made my sister watch it. She now makes her family. That's how good this movie is. I highly recommend it. Now, there was a Christmas Story too. We will not talk about that movie. It sucked. It didn't contain any of the characters. Didn't contain any of the actors. They got whole new actors to play Ralphie and the old man and the mother. It's like the movie Pearl Harbor. We will not discuss it. But this year, A Christmas Story Christmas came out. The first one took place in 1940, just before World War II. Please forgive the barking dog upstairs.
He's watching the second Christmas Story.
I'm the only adult in the house, and he's not getting 24/7 attention. So, this one takes place in 1973. Ralphie is an adult. He's married. He has his own kids, and every year, the family flies. The old man and the mother fly out for Christmas. This year, he gets the phone call 5 days before Christmas. His father passed away. The old man is not with us, so they fly down to Wisconsin to do for the funeral. And the mother says, "No, we're not going to have a bad funeral. Your father loved Christmas. We are going to have that's the way he would want it. We're going to have a great Christmas. That's what we're going to remember him for." And then poor Ralphie, since he's now the next in charge, the whole Christmas is dropped on him. And the whole thing just revolves around, I don't want to go into details, but the whole thing revolves around him trying to be as good as his father for Christmas. And it is a love. It was written and produced by Peter Billingsley, who played Ralph in the original. This is a love story for the original movie. If you're a big fan like I am of A Christmas Story, you'll see some scenes are shot. Hey there, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Some scenes are shot almost identical to the original ones. They use the same house.
See, they're talking to you.
Hey there. Hey, are you being a good boy?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Are
buddy.
you being good? Is Santa going to be good to you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Good.
I think Alan's freezing up.
He's frozen.
Yeah. So anyways, as I was saying, they used the same house that was used in the original. They've got the same bumpus backyard with all the abandoned vehicles. Even the department store that they visited in the first one is the exact same department store. It has not changed since 1983.
Higbee's.
That's right. Which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. It is a beautiful story. For us here would have all loved it because Ralphie is struggling to be a writer. And he's given himself 1 year, and he wrote a book. He gets sent it to 16 publishers, and 14 publishers enthusiastically rejected it. The 15th one tells him nobody wants to read a 2,000-page book like this, and he's waiting for the last one to make his decision. There's a lot of flashback, a lot of the original characters from the original story. The actor who played Flick and Schwartz come back. Ralphie's little brother comes back. It's a beautiful movie. It's very heartbreaking because they lost the old man. And the movie dwells on the loss of Darren McGavin in this movie. But I loved it. The ending of it was, the whole movie is fantastic, but the ending is very, very touching, and I didn't expect it. So
Yeah, that one hit me in the feels.
yes, yeah. I mean, it's a funny, happy movie, but there is an undertone of sadness to it, you know. But it's a loving sadness of somebody you loved very much passing on, but their presence still being there. The one thing that always amazed me about A Christmas Story was it was written and produced by Bob Clark. Now, Rich knows. If you don't know who Bob Clark is, he's done such great movies as Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things and Porky's. So
Excellent films.
Black Christmas.
I'm watching this thinking, okay, the same guy that did the shower scene and then the scene in the principal's office is now doing Ralphie as a 12-year-old boy defending the home from Black, and Black Bart is in the second one too. He makes a guest appearance. Not the same actor, but the same fictional character. I love these movies. I highly recommend them. If anybody's like, I don't want to watch A Christmas Story, Christmas, it'll be a cheap ripoff. It isn't. You will enjoy it. I can almost guarantee it. So, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think? Hadley?
I didn't get a chance to watch the new one.
I was going to say ladies.
The original. I'm sorry. The original is the best.
Oh, it is.
So.
Okay.
There's so many fun scenes in it, and I mean, the baby Jesus cries for y'all if you haven't seen it. But the Bumpus Hound, the leg lamp, the flagilli, all of it. It's just the best. And I give Christmas Story.
It's a major award.
A 5.
Rich.
Oh man, I love this movie. It's a movie I would watch every single year with my family. We would all sit down and watch it. And the thing is, we didn't just watch it once because it's on like TNT or TBS or something. And they started at it's like noon on the day before Christmas, and then it runs till noon on Christmas. It's something like that, and they just run it 24 hours. And so we've got it on when we're sitting there just drinking at the end of Christmas, and we got it on when we're sitting there just drinking at the end of Christmas Eve. So it was always fun for me. It's very nostalgic, especially now. And this second movie, excuse me, I'm 15 minutes in. I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. And it ended up being really good. I was really surprised, but oh my God, excuse me, by what they did with it, what Billingsley did with it. And honestly, I didn't know he wrote it and directed it, Scott, until you said that. But the original Christmas Story is it's one of those iconic Christmas movies that you just can't pass up. And if you haven't watched it in the, almost 40 years it's been out, shame on you. You need to see this film. This is like the Grinch or Rudolph. It's something that you just don't miss. So get your butts out there and watch it.
Just one correction. Billingsley didn't direct the movie, but he did produce it. He was the driving force behind this. So, Alan, what do you think?
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I guess I'll be the Grinch on this. I saw this movie when it came out. and I put it on in the background during the season when it's on TBS for 2,000 hours or whatever it runs. I saw it. I liked it, but it's not my perennial favorite Christmas movie at all. It's not even on my list. I don't know. I saw it, I've seen it over the years, and I guess maybe I just am an asshole. I don't know. I don't hold it in regard as everybody else. Neither do I hold Elf in regard either. That movie drives me crazy. But this movie I can see, because I looked for a while, and then I just kind of got like, but I'm not a holiday person like I used to be. So that kind of, I don't know. I haven't seen the second one. I probably will see it, so next year I can tell you about it.
You see what Jen wrote down there? Snatching ammo.
Oh
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I have tons. We're gonna talk about this. This is Christmas Story. You don't shit on Christmas Story.
Well, I mean, if you're not into that type of stuff, some people don't like the holiday.
If you're not into that type of stuff, you get into that type of stuff. This is the kind of movie that you must watch. You don't pass this shit up. This is epic. It's legendary. This gets
I did like the ending.
Stars. That's how good this
I did like the ending, because we've had a holiday like that before. We've been in a Chinese restaurant, eating Christmas dinner. So we've had that happen before. It's I recommend it to everybody because they'll probably be like you guys, like it'll be one of your favorites on the list. So who am I? Who am I to shit on Christmas Story?
The Grinch.
I haven't seen the second one, but I want to tell you, Bob Clark did film one of the best scenes in cinematic history. One of the most hilarious scenes is when they're trying to do the sketch artist there in Porky's. That scene is.
I laugh.
It's got to be in the top 100 funny scenes.
When I get like really depressed, I turn that scene on and watch, and just the older gym teacher in the background banging his head against the wall, trying not to laugh.
Yeah, not to laugh. I mean, that scene right there is just. I mean, if they remade Porky's, they couldn't capture that, because it's like lightning in a bottle right there. No. See, here we are talking Christmas movies, and we're talking Porky's right now.
But why do you call it Lassie?
So I understand, because I liked this movie for a while, and then I just kind of got, maybe it was me running it the million hours it runs on TBS during the season. I don't know, but so what do we give this? What do we give these movies? I can't give the second one or the third one. I haven't seen it yet, but
this gets 6 dongs. 6.
6 dongs.
I know we rate to 5, but this is getting an extra dong. This is like a free dong that was wrapped in a Christmas box and given to us from that
Justin Timberlake, right?
Ralphie down the screw Justin Timberlake. This is the Santa that the mall Santa kicked Ralphie down the
oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
6 dongs for this movie from me.
Wow. How about you, Hadley? How many dongs
6.
are you working on? 6? Scott, what do you got in your box?
I'll give it a 6.
What was that? Hadley?
She said she's working on 1, but she'll get this.
We are.
That explains the internet.
We're getting Christmas gifts now, thanks to Alan. So, I give the original Christmas Story. I agree with Rich. It's 6 dongs. It's classic. It is such a loving story. Plus the nostalgia of my old man laughing at it.
Exactly.
Because my old man laughed so hard at the scene with oh fudge, but I didn't say fudge. I said the granddaddy of all swear words. And they're like, when the Schwartz is getting slapped for no reason. That was just the way it was in Kingdom. My father laughed because he said that's exactly what would happen with them. I give Christmas Story 6. I'm gonna give A Christmas Story Christmas 4.5.
Wow. All right.
So let's move now to another Christmassy type story, Christmas related. We're going to go to Hadley and Gremlins.
Ooh.
First off, let me apologize.
It's a great way to start the review.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I was very nostalgic when I picked Gremlins, and a friend of mine, y'all know Lauren, she had recommended at some point we needed to review Gremlins. So I thought, well, Christmas is coming. It's a great time. This movie, I just couldn't do it. I watched it. I couldn't tell you. It was so much fun when I was probably, when it came out when I was in the 80s. And it just did, the creatures weren't cute anymore. It wasn't funny. Why did they not listen to the little Chinese man who told them not to put it in water? And then no one really seemed freaked out when the back bubbled up and these things started popping out of it. And it was not what I remembered. I'm not really going to get into a big dissertation about it because I want to say happy birthday to Jen Sammons, whose birthday's tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Happy birthday, Jen. Hey.
How lady
are you now?
No, I'm tip of the dongs.
She's like 32 dongs. So
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. The FBI will shut me down.
Tony's one classic. It just did not hold up to time, and I'm sorry. It just wasn't. It did not do it. But yeah, so I'm not even gonna really say much about it, other than I'm sorry. I wish I'd picked Christmas Vacation, and I apologize to my co-host because I made them watch it. So.
When this movie came out, oh, go ahead, Rich. Go ahead.
No, you first. No, you first.
Okay, all right. If I must.
You hate Christmas Story. You go first.
When I first saw this movie, it was one of those movies you stood in line for. It came out during Christmas, and it was like, wow, it was a fun movie. The special effects were cool back then, and it was kind of a horror story, a horror Christmas story.
Chassis.
Hey, Chassis, because people actually died in this thing. A couple of people, I believe, died in it.
Oh, yeah. Several.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I like the second one better, but then I watched it again. And it wasn't that good. And like you said, Hadley, the effects don't hold up. But it's a movie of its time. The guy Joe Dante was I think him and Spielberg were involved in a lot of stuff together, and he makes a lot of those type of movies where they're Spielberg-ish. I think he had something to do with The Howling. I'm not sure, but he did do some horror movies and stuff like that. But it was okay. I wouldn't put up there as in the top 2.5 million movies for Christmas. It just doesn't hold up.
I love your avatar. I love Avatar. It's a major award.
I see that
and Phoebe Cates,
and she had recommended a movie that I wanted to shout out that we should all watch, and I can't remember the name of it. So, Cassie, if you'll mention that movie, we'll do a shout out for it.
But I mean, the first time I saw it, I really enjoyed it. And on rewatch, it's just a product of its times, the 80s. It's an 80s movie. It's just, you could show kids nowadays, and I'm sure they would enjoy most of it, But yeah, I didn't hate this movie. So glad you recommended it.
Better than Christmas
watch it again.
Yeah.
Well, because I hadn't seen Christmas Story, and I've seen Christmas Story coming out my ass. I love Darren McGavin too, but no.
All right.
So, what do you think, Rich? You had something going.
Oh no, I'm gonna go last. You go next, Scott.
All right. I liked it, but as I was saying to Hadley a couple of days ago, it's a good movie, but unlike The Thing or The Terminator, Gremlins doesn't stand up to the test of time. It's a fun movie to watch now, but to me, it's like watching, like a Sci-Fi Channel movie. It's fun, but it's not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is when the mother starts killing them in the house. The one in the blender,
Yeah.
the one in the microwave, and explodes it. It's a Christmas movie, but I've seen it now. I probably won't watch it for another 5 to 10 years.
It's one they should remake. If they remade Gremlins today and updated the story, I think it could be really popular. Because we all like little cute critters,
Yeah, but when Boudreaux gets wet, he doesn't like spawn
No, I don't think
hundreds of mean little puppies.
If he sang like Mowgli or whatever that little thing's name was, Gizmo, the mogwai.
It might have been Ovaltine, Tony.
Screw all of you guys, because this is a great movie. What is wrong with you? This is a post-apocalyptic movie that doesn't get to post-apocalyptic, where like apocalyptic kind of happened, and then they stop it. Imagine what would have happened if Zach Galligan, of all people, didn't blow up that movie theater. We've got freaking gremlins running around the United States just slashing people to death with their freaking 3-inch claws. This is a Christmas horror movie. How is it not a horror movie? You got these things that, they're so adorable and cute. Then they get wet and they fire these things off. That was a great sound. They fire these things off, and then you got like 6 of these cute little critters who then get fed after midnight and turn into these horrifying toothed, freaking clawed, big-eared, scary things, which are running around the town, killing people in this movie. People die in this movie, and they don't all die nicely.
No.
Me, I'm not going to give this the 6 that I gave to Christmas Story, but I'm definitely going to rate this high when we get there, or higher than you guys, I guess, because you like my movie. Damn, I really like it. Yeah, you know what? It's definitely not as good as it was when I saw it many thousands of centuries ago. But it's right now. I watched it last night and I was like, I thought it was gonna suck. I did, and I was like, damn, that really didn't suck the way I thought it was gonna. So
it didn't.
That's where I am.
He's impassioned about this.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm assuming Rich has given this a 7.
No, I just wanted to shit on you guys for shitting on this movie. I'll give this like a 3.8.
I should have brought my umbrella today.
3.8.
3.8.
Yes.
Hadley, it's your movie.
I was going to give it a 3. Like I said, I'm still kind of out of it, but I just didn't enjoy it like I thought I would. So.
And Alan.
3.5 because it's a fun movie, and when I first saw it, I really enjoyed it. It was a Christmas movie and everything. It's not a movie I'd probably watch again unless I'm over at Rich's house drinking beer or Ovaltine.
Yeah,
then we'll watch it together with Christmas Story.
I would give it a 3.75. So it's a good movie, but like I said, it just wasn't as good when I watched it last night as it was when I first saw it. Now let's go to the best Christmas movie ever made.
Well, let's say that one for last, so we can really.
Okay.
I'll do mine real quick, and then we'll go into that one because that one is classic. Okay, mine is.
Which one did you pick?
The Fatman with Mel Gibson, and I love this movie. To save his declining business in North Peak, Alaska, a world-weary and edgy Kris Kringle, a.k.a. Santa Claus, also known as Santa Claus, and his wife are forced into a partnership with the U.S. military producing components for fighter jets. Seems believing in Santa and the Christmas spirit has greatly fallen in the previous years. Therefore, so has the business of being Santa. Kris Kringle has become bitter and depressed. Who better to play him than Mel Gibson? He's depressed over the lack of Christmas joy, even to the point of giving up the Santa business. Making matters worse, Kris gets locked into a deadly battle of wits against a highly skilled assassin hired by a precocious 12-year-old after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. Batman stars Mel Gibson, Walton Goggins, the great Walton Goggins, and Jean-Baptiste. Definitely one of my new entries into my annual Christmas movie list. I love this movie. It's almost like Die Hard with Santa. I haven't seen the new Violent Night, But this one, I'm sure, it's probably a little similar to it. There's a lot of violence in it. You get these poor elves get shot. You get that brave elf that tries to stand up and sacrifices himself for everybody. I thought this was a fun movie. And Mel Gibson has found his niche in B movies. You know, he's a good actor that elevates a lot of these B movies. And this was a lot of fun. What do you guys think?
I'm with Jen. I love Walton Goggins.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now,
I think
which
he's
one
one of
was
the most. He's the assassin.
He's the assassin.
Yeah, he's the
Right.
assassin.
So I think this guy is one of the most underrated actors of our day. Like Luis Guzman. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
underrated actor. Fantastic. If I make a movie, these guys are in that movie. These two guys. Because I love both of these guys. Mel Gibson did really well in this film. I thought he did exceptionally well in this film. It wasn't the best movie in the world, but when you have a little shit kid who hires an assassin to kill Santa, it's a win. It's just a win that right there. And this is not a kids movie. This is a movie where people get shot and there's like heads flying and it's pretty brutal. Walton Goggins is just an unbelievable son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And I won't wreck it for you, but things work out towards the end of the movie and not necessarily in the assassin's favor.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth seeing.
It's
Scott,
a lot
what
of
you
fun.
think?
I love this movie. You know, when I went into it and I'm thinking, well, Mel Gibson in a Christmas movie. This movie reminded me. Do you guys remember the Bill Murray Scrooged?
Yeah.
Do you remember the one with Santa Claus when Santa Claus is attacked and he's out there with the machine gun? This movie reminded me of that. This was like I almost expected Liam Neeson to make a guest appearance in this one. It was a action adventure film with a Christmas theme. And even though it wasn't played comedic, it was funny. It was fun to watch. The 12-year-old kid was just he was he was such a prick in that movie.
Played it great. That kid nailed it.
Yeah. You know, and the whole thing that, he's working for the US government because Christmas is the time of economic prosperity. So they want to keep Santa going. And then during the non-Christmas, Santa makes weapons for the US military. It was great. I love this one. This was one of those movies. I stopped what I was doing to watch it. That's how good it was.
Oh, cool. Cool. Hadley?
I actually watched this movie a couple of weeks ago. So I found it. I think you had suggested it, and we just kind of fell apart with when we were going to do our Christmas movies. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was surprised. And Mel Gibson's portrayal of the tired and just stressed out Santa Claus was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, he's really doing these movies now that, I hate to say like his career kind of crashed and burned, but it kind of did.
Yeah.
Kind of went crazy. But he fits this genre so much better than he was with some of those big movies he was making.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's making some weird choices there. I mean, like he was no longer making. Oh, okay, Lethal Weapon like 16, but you know what I mean. It was kind of like the same old stuff over and over again, and we just get to see more of his acting prowess in some of these roles. I just enjoyed it. I like the whole just setup of the screenplay and the movie and the actor that they picked. It was just great. So I really enjoyed this one, Alan. It was my favorite movie of the week. Obviously, A Christmas Story has a special place in my heart, but I couldn't easily just remembered it from 20 years ago. But this one was a great find, and I did enjoy it.
Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed it because when I watched it, Tina and I watched it, we really enjoyed it. Nobody does angst better than Mel Gibson. From his Mad Max days to Lethal Weapon. I almost picked Lethal Weapon, but we had Die Hard, and so I didn't want to do two 80s, saxophone-filled soundtrack movies together. So Yeah, so I almost picked it, but out of respect for Mr. Restucci there, I backed down.
You have no respect for me. Come on.
I love you,
simmer.
man. I love you. I love all three of you.
Same.
So what do you rate this? What do we rate this, folks?
Oh, this is getting a 4.5 from me.
Cool.
I love this movie.
Cool.
Hadley?
I'll go with 4.
Yeah, I'd give it a 4 too. Yeah, but it's great. I'm going to watch this. I'm trying to get my wife to watch it.
Yeah.
What about you, big man?
I give it a 5. I give it a 5.
Damn.
So it's one I'll probably watch every year until I start watching Christmas Story.
Jennifer,
out of love into love.
I've got to agree with you. I love
5
Christmas.
dogs.
I love Christmas Vacation. My sister loves it too. And about 5 years ago, my mother-in-law and her boyfriend were coming up, and they were talking about bringing their RV. And if they had at Christmas time, I was going to buy the Eddie outfit, park it in front of my sister's house, and then call her. And when she came outside, I'd be standing there with the hat and the robe, with the hose down the sewer.
Mike Lewis is asking what platform. It's on Peacock, and the name of the movie's Fatman with Mel Gibson. As far as that's where I had it, was on Peacock. I don't know if you had it anywhere else, but that's it. Well, let's go to the classic, man.
All right. So I picked what I think is quite possibly the best Christmas movie ever made, trumping all of the Rankin Bass stuff from the 70s and the 60s. I picked Die Hard.
Yeah.
Firstly, this is a Christmas movie. It is one of the best Christmas movies ever made. Rudolph may have saved Christmas, but did he save Nakatomi Plaza? Did the Grinch almost make off with $600 million worth of negotiable bearer bonds? John McClane killed 10 terrorists, and what did Frosty do? He melted. If you haven't seen Die Hard and the almost 35 it's been out, I fear for your eternal soul. This is why Santa passes your house. Die Hard is the story of how one New York cop fends off 12 terrorists in a state-of-the-art 1988 building with help from Detective Al Powell of the LAPD and a package of Twinkies. Everything is against Detective John McClane from the start. McClane, played by Bruce Willis, of course, is fresh off a plane to see his family who has moved to New York from LA because mom has gotten a job opportunity too good to pass up. John is picked up at the airport by Argyle, the limo driver, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
They get to Nakatomi Plaza, which is a giant skyscraper, and almost immediately is besieged by what everyone believes are terrorists led by the dreadful Hans Gruber, played by the iconic actor, the late Alan Rickman. Rickman played Gruber long before he played Severus Snape, so we're just going to... Gruber is his best role. You can keep your Snape. Don't get me wrong, I love Snape too. But... Anyway, the terrorists take Christmas Eve partygoers hostages, and McClane escapes the original grab and runs amok in the building, climbing through vents, vaulting through elevator shafts, and firing appropriated automatic weapons while he jumps off the building tied to a fire hose. Right there, you're sold. Come on. The whole film is Bruce Willis getting absolutely wrecked, shot, stabbed, stepping on glass, cut, burned, whatever, but he never quits. He's like Spider-Man in an attempt to save his wife from certain death in the clutches of these terrorists. There's a reveal on the terrorists at the end, but I won't wreck it. You know what? Screw that. Y'all should have seen Die Hard by now. All of you.
Yeah.
The terrorists are actually thieves, and they're only there for the money stored in the vault.
They're
McClane
Euro
thwarts
trash.
them at Euro trash. He thwarts them at every turn, with Deputy Police Chief Dwayne T. Robinson, news correspondent Dick Thornburg, and the FBI twins Johnson and Johnson doing everything they can to get McClane killed. I'm not going to spell out any more what happens because honestly, you should have seen this movie by now. Originally, the film was looked down upon by critics, but when it made $140 million at the box office on a budget of $25, critics walked back their crap and touted this as the best action film to date. Right? Sissies. Yeah. While Willis's monologues are a bit silly sometimes, the film itself stands the test of time. It's just great. I could watch this every day. I just watched it and I still love it. Excuse me. The music, the acting, the comedy, the bad guys, and the ineptitude of those outside the building are what drives the film. And while Willis is great in this movie, and he really is, it's probably his best role, I think.
Yeah.
It's Rickman who steals the show as Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
He totally nailed the role, and this film is what elevated him as an actor. This is what got his career going. It's directed by John McTiernan of Predator and Hunt for Red October fame. This 1988 film is not something you should have missed. Go watch it right now.
Yeah.
What did my compatriots think?
Oh, love this movie. Oh my god.
How many times have we reviewed this movie?
Oh, not enough. Not enough. Always one more.
This movie is just a lot of fun. You know, when they put the original poster out there, it had Bruce Willis, or the original, it had Bruce Willis on it, and people booed it. They booed it and they laughed at it. So they went with the other poster, you know, and because they didn't see him as an action hero. You know, he was the lightweight guy on Moonlighting.
Yeah.
You know, and they couldn't see him as John McClane.
Oops.
And boy,
He's
were they
so
cool.
soft-spoken.
Yeah. Huh?
He really changed the dynamic of what action stars look like too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
He
he
had
was
retreating hairline, and
he was
you know,
fallible. Until then,
Yeah.
none of the action heroes were fallible, and this guy made mistakes and he screwed up. And that what was great about it. Anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead, Alan.
Oh, and actually, there's 2 Die Hard Christmas movies. Come on, Die Hard 2. That's a Christmas movie too.
Yes.
I-
It
It
is.
really is.
And I love that one too. I think
Oh, it's
that's
great.
Yeah.
after that they kind of just go down.
Oh no, man! Come on, Die Hard 3 with Sam.
Oh, Die Hard
Jackson.
3 is good, but I mean, but you
so
can see
great.
the arc of it start to, you know.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you run out of shit to do at that point. But Sam Jackson's just—he's a mother.
Oh, Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
You put him in it. You put him in a plane full of snakes, and you got a good movie.
You got a problem with that? Zeus. Keep
I
going.
mean, I love Die Hard too when that bad guy crashes the 747 to make his point. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
Yeah, and all the actors that are in it that too. You know, you got John Leguizamo, you got Robert Patrick from the Terminator 2.
Yes.
I mean, you got a ton of these actors that are playing the bad guys. You know, but I digress. I love it. Hans, Booby, when that slick guy is trying to, you know, and you know, you're dead, man.
Ellis.
You're dead. Yeah, you're dead. That's great. And when Alan Rickman's doing his American accent, you know, and that scene, that's a great
God.
scene.
Bill Clay.
You know, it's just a lot of tense, and you know, because you know what you know. But I love that movie. It's just so much to it. You know, we're gonna need more FBI guys. You know, I mean, it's got so much. There's so much you can unpack in this. Yeah, and it did start out that, you know, this was based on a book that was written by the guy that wrote this book called The Detective. That was a movie with Frank Sinatra as the lead. So it was made in the early 70s. So it was the same character. The McClane character was that detective. And they were going to make this around that time, and it just went into development hell. And by then, Frank Sinatra was too old to make the movie, of course, you know. And so it morphed into this. In fact, he's not visiting his wife; he's visiting his daughter in the book. And his daughter, at the end, he's trying to get her out the building on a rope, and she falls to her death. So totally different movie than the book.
Yeah.
Thank God. You know, great pick, Rich. This is just one of my favorites.
I love this film.
Yeah. It's a classic. Alan Rickman in this movie is tied with Hannibal Lecter from the original Silence of the Lambs as my favorite bad guys. I mean, he was so classy, he had such finesse, and then he just shoots Nakatomi through the head. You know, and then he shoots that. Of course, come on, who in the theater minded when he shot that other guy, Eddie? Bobby, hey.
Yeah.
You were hoping he was going to get it.
You're so dead, man.
Rick said one of my favorite parts of the movie. Everybody outside of the LA cop and McClane was a friggin' moron. The scuzzy TV anchorman, the head of the chief of police, who was as stupid as a snowman.
Both of those guys were iconic assholes from the 80s.
Yes.
Yes.
Just keep going. I'm
Ghostbusters.
sorry, Scott. Yeah.
And then the two FBI guys, the black guy
Yeah.
and the white guy. I'm Agent Johnson. I'm Agent Johnson. No relation, really. One of my favorite lines in it, because I've dealt with the FBI, and many of them are great, but there are a lot of them who are not in the field who scare me. Was when the two FBI guys are going to shut the power off, and Rickman leans into the screen and says, "You asked for the Christmas miracle. I give you the FBI." And they screw the whole thing up. It's a fun movie. It's a great movie. I think. Oh God, the old ballet dancer that that played the blonde villain,
the Russian guy. Yeah. What the hell?
yeah,
Alexander.
Goodenough, right?
Goodenough. Yes. Goodenough. Yes.
And then that scene when McClane catches Rickman checking out the dynamite, and he just becomes such a whiny little shit.
Yeah.
It's classic. They have somewhere, I have seen a advent calendar of Nakatomi Tower within 25 days, and every day you take the little falling figure of Alan Rickman and move it down one notch.
Well, in the candy bar terrorist, man, I love that scene.
Oh,
He's looking at the candy bar, looking it up. He takes when he's
Another
first see
icon.
those guys show up. Yeah,
He's in everything from the 80s.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Lethal
he
Weapon.
is. The
He got
torturer.
his
Yeah.
neck broke. Yeah. But when the band of thieves show up, they look like they're going to sing, an ABC song or something like that. They just look like some 80s pop band or something. It's awesome. And the bad Huey Lewis. They got the bad Huey Lewis in there. That one guy.
Oh, not Huey Lewis.
It's funny. They did a take of that on the takeoff of the Cleveland show. They did a takeoff of that, and they got Huey Lewis to play that actor. It's just an inside joke.
That's so awesome because he's like, that's Huey. That looks just like
Yeah.
Huey Lewis.
Yeah. No, that's a
unique
classic movie. It's perfect in every way.
It is.
Just enough action. It was fun. The two secondary characters, the chauffeur and the techno geek, they had their run-in at the end. I love that movie.
In fact, that guy just passed. The techno geek. He just passed.
Yeah, he
last
did.
month.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a professor actually.
And he was. I didn't know he was a Walker, Texas Ranger, and there's another movie. I was like, oh, that was him. Score touchdown.
Ash is in the house.
Yeah, we got a
The
whole
girls are
slew
saying
of
boobs
people.
were brought up and Ash
Yeah.
appeared.
He heard boobies, and
Yeah.
he showed up.
He-
Heard boobies, and here he
Is
is.
he like
He honed in.
Is he like a genie? You say boobies 3 times, and he shows up.
So, if we're rating this gets a 5. Easy.
Same.
Absolutely 5 for me. That's a 20. Nothing gets a 20. That was
No.
fantastic.
I don't know why it's argued that's not a Christmas movie because the very end, they're singing "Let It Snow, Let It Snow,"
Yeah.
right? And they're driving off. Come on, it's at a Christmas party. How
Those
much more
people are
Christmas
wrong.
do you get than that?
They are absolutely just wrong.
They say there are 2 kinds of people. People who think Die Hard's a Christmas movie and not our
And-
people.
People who are wrong.
Yeah.
If this is how they celebrate
I-
Christmas, I can't wait to be there for New Year's.
That's a great film. It really
Definitely.
is.
I caught the. Have you seen the Christmas Chronicles on Netflix?
Oh,
With
yeah.
Kurt Russell?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
No.
not terrible.
What's
It's-
that
it's-
about?
Not bad.
Go ahead.
It's about this family. Their dad has passed, and the girl has a wish that she wants to her dad back. And Kurt Russell is Santa, and he's looking for his reindeer sleigh, and his reindeer, and it just goes into a whole people not believing and believing, and it's not a bad movie. They made a sequel to it. I haven't seen that one, but
It's okay.
Yeah.
Not as good as the
Yeah.
first one.
oh, okay. Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's kind of fun.
Goldie
Especially
Hawn's in it too, right? She plays.
Yeah, she plays
The
Mrs.
second
Claus.
one, yeah, Mrs.
Yeah.
Claus.
Yeah.
Mike, I just noticed that all the Santa Claus movies are on. I'm going to watch them on Disney.
Oh, those are fun.
On Disney, I
Tim Allen
watched
ones.
the
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
That was good.
It
Awesome.
was fantastic.
It was great.
Yes. I love that song that the old what
the
98
guy,
played.
the guy at the beginning who plays the Christmas song and gets everything wrong. Because,
Yeah. That was great. And Kevin Bacon was so good in
oh
that.
God,
It was
yeah.
great.
See, I love Kevin Bacon because he can make
Goes
fun of
good with
himself.
everything. Yeah.
You know, he is not one of these egotistical. He does great roles. A Few Good Men. He did Tremors, but in this one, he just makes such fun of himself. You know, especially when they mind meld him.
Yeah.
But if you've got Disney, this is not Star Wars Christmas special. This is actually very good.
I like the part with the GoBots. The GoBots
Yes.
part. he killed his family. GoBots killed his family. I love that. That was a neat tie-in.
That whole flick was
It's worth
great.
the watch.
That was yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
And it's only an hour long, and
Yeah,
kids could watch it.
Yeah.
And I think they gave a nice tribute to the Michael Rooker's character.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
did.
They did. That was neat. And they tied that up pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that. Any other Christmas movies you guys want to throw in while we're at it?
Yeah, you said you weren't crazy about Elf, but man,
I went. No.
Edward
it's
Scissorhands.
all right. It's all right. What's that?
Edward
say, Hal?
Scissorhands.
Never saw that.
Is that a
Edward
Christmas movie?
Scissorhands is a Christmas movie?
Yes, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Okay, I will watch Edward. Wow, I can say it too. Edward Scissorhands tonight. Okay. I'll watch it this weekend. But yeah.
Some of my favorite Christmas movies, besides the one we mentioned, are Scrooged with Bill Murray,
Just watch that. That was great.
A Christmas Carol with Alistair Sims,
Yes, classic.
and I love this one. I bet you, Hadley, I bet you has never seen it. I'm sure Rich and Alan have. It's A Wonderful Life.
No.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Oh, God,
No.
you gotta- Oh, you've got to watch it. Al hates his life because you know what the family's like.
Yeah.
So he wishes he was never born. So they send an angel, Sam Kinison,
Oh,
to
God.
show him what his life
Say
would be
it.
like. Oh, it is the funniest. It is just absolute. My wife hates it. She can't stand Married with Children, and this one is just so un-Christmassy. Go on to YouTube, find it, watch it. If you're a fan of Bundy, you'll love this one.
One
And
of
then
my
the Christmas.
favorite movies is. I'm sorry, Alan. Go ahead.
No, go.
One of my favorite movies is Scrooge with Albert Finney. It's a musical. I'm
Oh, yeah,
not really
oh, yeah.
crazy about musicals, but this is it's something that I watched every year for 20 years with my wife, and I loved it before I even met her, and she loved it too. So it was it's an absolutely fantastic movie, and it's really well done. A lot of like dance and singing choreography and stuff, which I'm not really into, but this just nailed it. And Albert Finney's such an asshole. It plays out great.
I love the
Well, look at-
song when everybody's singing "Thank you very much"
Yes,
he's
'cause he
dead,
died.
and he thinks they're praising him for
Yeah.
all the good he did.
Yeah, yeah. The best thing about the end of those movies is when he wakes up and he's just like, "Care, go buy a turkey, go buy a goose or whatever," and all that. You know, I haven't seen one of those in years, but I always like that part.
Yeah, those are great.
See, my problem with A Christmas Carol, all of them is, come on. Okay, Ratchet's living in a pretty nice house for somebody who's so poor. Not everybody in England had a big place. And if he didn't have money, why is he having so many kids? You know, I mean, come on.
Because he
birth
likes
control.
that. He likes that. He likes that stuff.
It's against the law
Merry
for,
Christmas to me.
birth control.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
It's
It's just
warmer than cold.
I'm a diehard capitalist. I play that movie backwards so it has a happy ending. So
So, what are y'all doing for Christmas? Don't all talk at once.
okay.
Alan, what are you doing for Christmas? Alan.
Kids are. I'm working, but then the kids are coming over afterwards. And
Oh, you
Opening
got to work on
presents.
Christmas? I'm sorry.
yeah, gotta work.
Mhm.
Thank you.
What about you, Hadley?
I am just going to chill out with Boo. Boo's getting a puppy for Christmas, so we're getting the house settled for Wilson. Wilson will be joining us soon.
I'm sorry, I'm reading Ash's comment. Another classic Monty Python movie.
Every
Master Baker,
sperm
what
is
are you
scared
gonna
of
do?
Scott? What? Oh, sacred Scott.
We're not having a big Christmas this year because with Allison being in the hospital for 8 days, we convinced her because she likes to put on a nice, huge Christmas. And it's like, she just got home on Tuesday. It's like, no, you're not going to go insane. You'll kill yourself. So we're just getting an artificial tree this year. We'll put the ornaments on it. We're not going to decorate the house. And she'll cook a traditional Christmas dinner, which she loves doing. So it'll be a little low key this year. But that's good. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, low key's good.
Yeah.
No, low key is good. Except for the series low key. That sucked.
So while we've got a few minutes, do y'all want to tell everybody what we've got planned coming up for 2023?
You tell us, boss.
I guess I'd have to plan something first.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to drop some hints on getting some stuff out there.
Yeah,
I would like us to do. I would like us to do The Room. I would like us to watch The Room and then talk about that movie. I hear that's like the worst movie ever. That and Troll are two of the worst movies ever. I think we should do those sometime.
Wait,
I
the new Troll? The new Troll?
No, it was made in the 80s. I think it was made in the 80s or early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about the new one too.
I thought it was all right.
It's okay.
I didn't think it sucked. It's not something I need to watch again, but it was entertaining. Like Troll Hunter, Rich. The other movie, the one that came out a couple of years ago, that was pretty good too.
We know what Londa wants in her stocking for Christmas.
It's not Trolls.
Now, I'd like to see more like our favorite directors, kind of single out one and pick movies by one person. Sure. Or like the great villains that we did. That was fun. But the more important question is, what do our audience want to hear us watch and do?
What do you guys want us to do? You want us to do directors? You want us to do horror movies? What do you want?
Everybody but Craig Boland. Don't drop what you want us to do.
We did musicals. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I was going to say our favorite comedies, but that might get us banned knowing this.
Yeah.
We'll have our turkey show again. So.
Mike Lewis says John Landis movies.
Yeah.
Morgana says Nightbreed. Wes Craven.
Nightbreed.
Good stuff.
Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a
sci-fi parody.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton of those.
Ash has all of them on video.
What are they? 1 minute long?
John
Hughes movies.
Oh, those are fantastic.
John Hughes movies. Damn. Foreign horror movies.
Horror movies would be good, Tony. I like that idea.
I like Max's idea.
Oh yeah.
Some people to put up for movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do that. Yeah, we should do that. Thank God, Craig. Thank God you've been commenting somewhere else.
Oh.
Hey, there's our
there we go.
Bot. We got our porn bot.
Yeah. Somebody's rubbing that magic lamp.
I'm beginning to think that's Ash. Wherever Ash goes, that guy follows.
Well,
Hadley's on that shit though. Chop it.
That wasn't me. Somebody else got it. My computer's just messed up.
Oh.
Corman movies. We're not doing Corman movies. Sorry, we've done enough.
Tony, we did a big. We had a couple of Corman.
Years ago, Sylvester's talking about Star Trek Born. Before we indie published, I was looking for publishers, and I found the publishing house that did Star Trek. The Star Trek novels, and there was this big bold letters on the webpage. We do not accept, the relationship between Spock, McCoy, and Kirk is heterosexual. Don't send us anything else. And all I could picture was the porn version. Spock, your ear is the only thing that is pointy.
Damn.
Ugh, people are weird, man. People are weird.
I know.
Well, as we head towards
Thank
the
you,
end of
Craig.
the
I
year,
appreciate that.
we want to let all of y'all know how much we love and appreciate you.
Yeah.
Y'all make our Thursday nights more fun for us, which y'all know we love to geek out and talk about movies, but having y'all here and really participating really makes a difference for each of us. So
Yeah,
I
this is
just
my
want to say
favorite night of the week.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, however you celebrate the solstice.
Mhm.
Peace, love, joy, all that good stuff to you guys. And I hope that 2023 is going to rock your socks off in a good way.
Don't jinx us.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone, and
Yeah.
happy holidays. And I hope you guys are all blessed with good stuff coming up.
And if you were nice
And
for
we're hoping to
Christmas, I hope you get what you want. If you were naughty for Christmas, you already got it. So
I love that, Scott. And don't forget, we are planning a Weird Realities convention, I guess WeirdCon 2024. We're searching for places to have it right now. Y'all know Morgana Calder. She does Weird Awakening. She and I are on it, and we hope to see you there. So,
Hey, Max is asking.
saving your monies now. We'll make it happen. But that's it for me, guys. Do y'all want to tell anybody what you're doing right now? Alan's got a book.
let's answer Max. Are there any more shows this year?
I will
Are
be
we
around if anybody wants to jump on. But I know that y'all all have busy family lives, so it's up to y'all.
Okay. So they will be watching Weirds on Thursday night?
If Alan, Scott, and Rich want to get on, we will get on.
All right. Okay.
I can make it this Thursday. I can make it next.
I have no
Thursday,
plans next Thursday.
So we got to get a show together then.
Yeah,
let's
can
get a
talk
show
offline
then.
and get
Before
something together.
Oh,
Yes,
we can do
Craig,
a grab bag special, or we can do Naughty Santa. What do y'all want to do?
Wait, what was the last one?
Naughty
Naughty
Santa,
Santa.
where I
First
pick
one?
one movie and like one of y'all picks like a number, and you can do it. Like you have to review it. Y'all want to
Sure.
do that?
All right, we'll figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do Naughty Santa. That'll be fun. And don't forget Morgana Calder, Henry Tully, Cecil, Stephen. They're all on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. That's 8 Eastern.
They
And
put
they're
on a
going
good
to
show.
be talking about getting their show together for the following year. So y'all definitely pop on and say hi to them.
And so next Thursday we're going to be here next Thursday. So same
I'm
time, same
excited.
bat channel.
Right.
See you guys.
until next
Ciao,
time,
everyone.
Stay weird.
See you next
Thanks for-
Thursday.